Hey everybody, this is Dr. Stacy Parker. I have my notes here. This is an announcement that I am still trying to push for the Hidden Truth Seminar. If you'll join me, it's going to be on July 20th. I want to appeal to at least 100 people to join me in this class so that we can get a good understanding, so you can get a good understanding of what racism really is. So here's what I want to cover in the course. Institutionalized slavery. Nope, not institutionalized racism, but institutionalized slavery, which everyone is a subject to. Systemic racism, how the system has been created to enslave people. White privilege, and why that's an illusion that we help move along. Black codes. These are special laws that were created to police black people over the years, over the centuries. Psychological effects of systemic racism on black people, and yes, white people too. Two sides of the coin. You always hear me say that. Systematic racism on black and white people. Yes, we are seen as the victims. Black people are seen as the victims, but there's another side of this. White people are the ones who are victimized. So we want to cover that too. No one is free of being exempt from this problem that we have here in these Americas. The illusion of race, where this term came from, and why it was created in the first place. What is the purpose of creating race here in these Americas and all over the world? Because there was no such thing as race, white people or black people, at a certain time in our history. So we're going to cover that too. There's so many things that I want to be able to cover, and because these classes will be live, yet they will be recorded, because what I also want to do is take the information that I get from the course and create a book that if you're in the course, if you're coming to contribute to the information that I gather, then you will get a free copy of the book once it's published, and you will be credited and listed as a contributor. But that's one of the things that I want to be able to do that you can help me do. So some may say that I'm not responsible for teaching white people, for teaching a class such as this. But you've heard me say before, I'd rather sit at the table, I'd rather be a part of the change rather than to sit back and let the people who have abused my people, black people, who have abused me, have oppressed me, leave it up to them to come up with solutions. And in my experience, if something is doing well by me, if I'm doing good and I like what is happening, I'm unlikely to change how I do it. So I'm saying this because why would anyone change something that is causing them a benefit? So I want to be at the table. I want to be a part of the change. I want to be a part of the way white people are being taught about racism, because you can't teach yourself something you don't know, that you don't have any experience with. So I want to be a part of that. And for those who are wondering why, now you know. So I want to make sure that you get the information that you need in order to have a real change. Now, in the past, I've had this class and I've offered it to you, and some people signed up for the class and then they dropped the class. They didn't like the price. So I'm going to be benevolent today. And yes, there's still a price tag attached to this course, but it's very, very low. And it's for a period of 4 weeks long. So I reduced the time, and I've also reduced the price significantly. You can DM me or you can email me at dr.stacyparker@gmail.com to get the invoice or get the information. But I promise you, it is something that you can afford, because it's more, to me, about you getting the information and not so much about the price. Because I believe that if you change a person's mind, you can change the world, one person at a time. Here's my goal. I want to use this seminar to free and enlighten minds like yours and like mine. I want to help organizations on the front lines, black organizations who are on the front lines like Black Lives Matter, who are out there protesting and who are needing money to get people out of jail, that kind of thing. So if you come into this class and you pay your fee to be in the class, part of the money will be donated to organizations like Black Lives Matter. And you've heard it here. My favorite organization is moveon.com or moveon.org. And my very favorite one is Color for Change. I also want to create solidarity of people, all people, to stand against this disease. Racism is a disease in its characteristic, but it's also something that's learned, and it's also something that's built in to this system that we call America. This is an attack on black people. Therefore, this is an attack, really, on humanity. Because I want to leave you with a question. If you don't make the change to make this life better for black people, and let's say we're gone, we go back to Africa, which is some people say we should do, we are no longer here for whatever reason. Who do you think the next slaves are going to be? Who do you think that they're going to try to enslave? The system is either going to work with us in the position that we're in, or it won't. Because we no longer care, if we ever did, to be in this position. And guess what? I don't think anybody else would want to be in this position either. So that's why I say you're either for us or you're against us. And if you're against us, don't let the day come where it's you in this position. So join us, join me in helping people enlighten their minds, and so that they know about systemic racism and all the subject matters that I talked about that we will discuss. Join me, DM me, email me, and get into class for July 20th. And hopefully you know better at this point that you should not be celebrating the 4th of July, because it's really the 4th of lies. And that's another story, but I won't get into it. Just come to the class and enlighten yourself. Get the information. And don't leave it to yourself to educate yourself about something you know nothing about. And that includes white people mainly, but it also includes my sisters and brothers, black people. We need to know so that we don't get ourselves in this position again. And white people need to know, because you're also in a position that you are unaware. Take my class.